friends, and welcome to Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Today we're going to be doing something really awesome that's called pixel art. I ended up doing two different examples for you with a large pixel and then a smaller pixel. Let's get started. Pixel art is a form of traditionally digital art that focuses on one thing, the humble square-shaped pixel. Things like your computer monitor, smartphone, and even TVs use small squares with different colors to create a larger image. Today we are going to be using grids to create our own images. So you can see my first take, I was trying to create my own grid, and it's kind of hard to do with a ruler, and it's really hard to do with Thea and Delilah, but this is what I got, an 8x8 pixel. And the idea I'm coming up with is some kind of bow. So I researched quick, I looked at different bows using pixel art, and this is what I came up with. I had to use my creative brain here to try and figure out where to put my lines to best create an image of a bow. As you can see, it's not perfectly symmetrical, so I went back and did a little more alteration before I started coloring. I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about persistence and tenacity with art. We've been speaking about this all year. If we make little mistakes, it's just proof that we're learning. This is a new skill for us to develop, and pixel art is something that I haven't done in a very long time. So it was hard for me to try and do it as I was watching the girls play around in the yard as well. So what I did is I stopped, I paused a minute, I came back to the art, and I said, what could I do to make this more symmetrical? What could I do to make this image make more sense to my audience? And that's how I developed my final product of the bow. Okay, here we go with my coloring. Let's see how this bow turns out. I want you to notice that even though I had those diagonal lines, they don't really look true diagonal-ish in the final product because it goes in that step-by-step pattern that pixel art is really known for. In my second project, I decided to use smaller boxes. So I'm working on making this grid pattern, and you can see that a line is simply a connection between two dots. So you can see I used my ruler to try and make this really nice. Now with this one, instead of doing diagonal lines, when I was planning it out, I kind of did it in a different way. I wonder if you can tell what shapes I'm gonna try and make just by this little plan. And I do go back and alter my plan as I'm going through. I hope you have as much fun as I did. Some people really get in the zone when they're working with something like this. There's a lot of math involved in this style of art, along with other things like cross stitching, which we can get into in 5th grade. Like I previously said, basically any screen that you see originally started off with pixels, and each individual pixel is going to be one of these little boxes. I hope you can tell my shapes here. I was going for a heart, and as you can see, they're like steps, right? You go one cube and then you have a blank one and then one down and then a blank one. Well, that's how all of our stuff started. So if you talk to your parents about like Nintendo 64 or something from back in our day, they will most likely talk to you about the pixel art and how much it made you use your imagination to really bring these characters to life. So let's take a look at some of these original pixelated art pieces. As a quick disclaimer, none of these art pieces are my original artwork. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Luigi and the Mushroom from Super Mario. There's Pikachu from Pokemon, Zelda. There's the Pringles Can Man. And then there's one of the more recent donut rainbow cats. I'm really excited to see what you come up with today and help you develop your very own type of pixel art. Your 3 instructions for today is to 1, pick up your graph paper. 2, think critically about what you want to create. 3, color in each square fully to achieve a wonderful piece of pixel art. I gotta say, this lesson didn't come from me originally. It was from this awesome art teacher called Matthew Leslie from Griffin Education Enterprises. This has been Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.